What's up everybody, it's Cody Steck. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video. This one we're taking a tour around Sandy, Utah. This is one of my favorite cities here in the Salt Lake area, and this is something I talk about a lot. You know, obviously I'm going to be biased to this area. I should throw this out there that I do live in Sandy, so this is one of my favorite areas. There's a reason why, and I'm going to show you everything you need to know about what it's like to live here. I'm going to show you some of the neighborhoods. I'm going to show you what the trees look like, what the houses look like, what the streets look like, just a little bit about everything when it comes to living here in Sandy. It's a great area. There's a lot of reasons why people love living here, which we'll get into here in a minute. But as we do that, as always guys, if you're thinking about making a move here to Utah, my team and I would love to help you along that journey. So make sure to reach out to me, call, text, or email anytime. I absolutely love hearing from you guys. I've had people from all across the world reach out, and I cannot wait to hear from you who's watching this video right now. So with that being said, we're going to jump into this video. We're going to take a tour around Sandy. Along the way, I'm going to give you some information, some statistics. We're going to talk about house prices. We're going to talk about schools. We're going to talk about a lot of information here in this video. So make sure to stay tuned all the way through the end, and let's jump in. So what is it exactly that people love about living here in Sandy? You know, there's a lot of really great things. The things that I personally love, and I think that most people would say as well, is that people love how quiet it is. You can hear some of the surrounding noises here on the camera, and it's just so quiet. There's not a lot of cars driving by. You can hear the birds chirping off in the distance. It's just a really great area to live. You get nice, big, mature trees in the area as well. You're close to the mountains. I can be in the canyons in about 5 minutes from where I'm at currently, and that goes for all of Sandy. I mean, even at the furthest point, it's only going to be 10, maybe 15 minutes to get into the canyons, even if you live on the very west end of Sandy. So overall, it's a really nice place to live. I would say that the demographic here in Sandy also does trend a little bit to the older side. It is turning over a lot. We're starting to see more young families move into the area, more kids, but for the most part, I will say that it does trend a little bit on the higher, you know, the older age compared to some of the newer areas here in town. So that's one thing to kind of keep in mind. The other last thing I'd say about why people love living here in Sandy is because of the older houses that you get. You kind of get a different style with the 70s and the 80s houses, and people really seem to appreciate that. If you like the older homes, then this would be an area that would work for you. Now, one other thing that you'll notice about Sandy is that you're going to have a lot of homes that were built in the 60s, the 70s, and the 80s. Most of the neighborhoods here, with the exception of a few new ones, were built during this time frame, just like this house here behind me. This is going to be what people love about this area. If you kind of like that older style, a little bit more of the traditional style, or, you know, a rambler or a ranch, then this would be a great area for you, because that's what you're going to find here. I personally am a fan of these types of homes, and that's why another reason why I choose to live here in the area. Hey guys, really quick, two things. If you're thinking about buying or selling real estate here in Utah, please reach out to me, call, text, or email anytime. And also check out that newsletter in the description box down below. You should also find it in the pinned comment. I'd love to see you over there. We release a ton of really good information that never makes it here onto the channel. So if you want to know what it's like to work, eat, sleep, live, and play here in Salt Lake City, you're going to want to check that out. Click the button on the newsletter link down below to sign up for that, and let's jump back into the video. Now, I also want to talk about crime and just kind of the quality of life that you get here. Generally speaking, the crime here in Sandy is very low. I can't speak to specifics on what that looks like, but you can use the website Neighborhood Scout to get some information on crime data here in Sandy, as well as in the Salt Lake Valley in general. And if you compare Sandy to some of the other areas, you know, in town that are going to be considered the rougher areas, you'll see that the crime here in Sandy is actually quite low, and that's a nice relief. Again, another reason why people love living here. The other thing that you'll notice about Sandy as I kind of take you through this area is you're going to find a lot of residential neighborhoods, and then you're going to find your shopping areas centrally located along the major roads. So it's a very, traditional suburban type living where you've got residential neighborhoods, and then you're going to have these commercial zones where you've got all of your restaurants, you've got your shops, your entertainment. All of that is kind of grouped into one area. So it differs quite a bit from other areas that are going to be a little bit more walkable. Admittedly, Sandy is not going to be a very walkable area. Of course, you can walk around the neighborhood, but you're not really going to be walking to the grocery store or to the coffee shop or to the restaurant or anything like that unless you just happen to live right next to it. It's just not really a feasible thing because it's more so suburban living where the homes are kind of tucked back into these different areas, and it's mostly just residential homes. I mean, you might get a gas station on the corner, but with the exception of that, there's not going to be a whole lot of that walkability here in Sandy. Let's talk a little bit about house prices here in this area because this is going to be something that's very important, and if you're considering this area, you're going to want to know about it. So when it comes to single family homes, your typical single family home is going to be about 2,500 to 3,000 square feet. However, you can find homes in the area that are going to be 4,000, 5,000, even 6,000 square feet or more. The cool thing about Sandy is you can find homes in every price range. Your starting point on single family homes is going to start at about 500,000 depending on where you're looking. The median price is probably closer to like 600,000 to 700,000 here in this area, but you can find homes at 900,000, 1.2 million, all the way up to 3 or 4 million in Sandy. So you can get just about anything you want. There's a variety of homes. There's going to be neighborhoods, and it's kind of grouped together, right? So you're going to have a lot of these entry-level homes in one area. Then you'll have kind of those second move-up homes in other areas where the prices might be, 700,000 to $1 million, and then you're going to have areas where it's going to be $1 million plus. So there is some separation between that, but you are going to get, a little bit of variety, which is nice because you have something at every end of the spectrum. And if you want to stay in this area and live here for 20, 30, 40 years, you can buy a starter home. You can go through that process, move up to a nicer home, and then maybe one day, you buy your dream home and you stay in the area here. So that's something you can do here in Sandy, which is nice. Now, talking a little bit about condos and townhomes here in the area, admittedly, there's not a lot of those. You can find some condos, you can find some townhomes. Prices on those, you're probably going to be about 400,000 to 500,000 because most of them are going to be newer. So they're going to be newer units, which is nice. They're not going to be the older style of home like you'll find with your single family homes, but that does mean that the prices will be a little bit higher than compared to some of the new areas where you find those condos and townhomes. So there is a wide variety. It is mostly going to be single family homes, but no matter what you're looking for, you can find it here. Let's talk a little bit about the schools here in the area because this is going to be something that a lot of people have questions about, especially if you have a family. The schools, luckily here in Sandy, are actually pretty good. You do have a lot of public schools that are really good, but you're also going to be able to have access to charter schools, to private schools, maybe a religious school here or there. There's going to be tons of options for you out there, and you really can kind of get whatever you want. They are also implementing in 2024 open enrollment. So regardless of where you live, you can actually enroll your students into a school of your choice, which is actually a pretty cool feature. And I think that's something that a lot of people are really going to appreciate in the coming years. So even if you are in the school boundaries, that's just going to make things easier to get your kids enrolled in these schools. Even if you live outside the area, you could still enroll your kids here. But just something to kind of note, the schools here as part of Canyon School District are really good. They definitely rank in the top 3, at least for the northern Utah metro market. Okay guys, we covered a lot here in this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Make sure to check out the newsletter in the description box below. We release a ton of really good information there. And also, if you're thinking about buying or selling or investing in real estate here in Utah, please reach out to me, call, text, or email anytime. My team and I would love to be your trusted real estate resource of choice when it comes to buying, selling, or investing here in Utah. And with that said guys, we'll catch you in the next one.